Come 2026, the Buffalo Bills are getting a brand new state-of-the-art home. But building a modern NFL stadium is about so much more than just steel and seats. It's the story of massive change, and it has two very different sides. To really wrap your head around the scale of this project, you've got to start with this number: 160 acres. That's the amount of land that is being totally transformed for the new stadium. But that huge number, it also kind of represents the central conflict of this whole story, because every single one of those acres had to come from somewhere. So what does it really take to build a modern NFL stadium? I mean, what's actually involved? Well, the answer involves cutting-edge technology and super streamlined logistics for sure, but it also involves demolition, zoning disputes, and a massive financial promise made directly to the community. All right, let's start with the exciting part, the vision. This is the side of the story that's all about completely reimagining the entire game day for the fans. We're talking about a brand new 60,000-seat facility, and it's designed to solve problems that have been around for decades. Okay, so the biggest changes actually start way before you even lay eyes on the stadium. We're talking a complete overhaul of the area's infrastructure. There's a new transit hub that aims to finally tackle traffic by centralizing buses. The entire utility grid is getting a major upgrade, and a new safe streets plan is being put into place with expanded walkways. This is all the foundational work to fix that congestion that has driven fans crazy for years. So, with that new foundation in place, what does that mean for your actual game day? How does it change things for you, the fan? This is where everything really comes together to create a completely different fan journey. The whole new process is designed to just smooth everything out. Picture this. You arrive in park without ever fumbling for cash, then you walk on a wide, safe path right to the stadium. Then you just breeze through security with this OpenGate tech, no more emptying your pockets and holding up the line. And for anyone who needs it, there's going to be an expanded fleet of ADA golf cart shuttles ready to help. The goal is simple: get you from your car to your seat faster and safer than ever before. Yeah, the difference between the old way and the new way, it's pretty stark. The old system, you know the drill: fumbling for cash, getting jammed up in those security bottlenecks, and dealing with that chaotic rideshare pickup after the game. The new system is permit only, it's digital, and it's organized, with a dedicated rideshare lot and that new transit hub. And for all you tailgaters out there, yes, the famous camper lot experience is scheduled to make a big comeback in 2026. I mean, it all sounds amazing, right? A modern, super streamlined experience. But progress on this scale, it always comes at a cost. This new reality is quite literally being built right on top of the old one, and that's where our story takes a really sharp turn. So yeah, let's flip the coin over and look at the other side, the community footprint. To make way for all these incredible improvements, some really significant changes had to be made to the surrounding neighborhood, and that's impacted schools, local businesses, and residents. Remember those 160 acres we talked about at the beginning? Well, here's where they came from: a huge parcel of land that was formerly part of the Erie Community College South Campus. This single decision permanently changes the landscape of that college, and it's really the foundation of the community's big trade-off. So this whole transition involves some massive physical changes. The existing Highmark Stadium, a landmark for generations of fans, is going to be completely demolished. But in a really interesting twist, a move to preserve a little piece of the past, the original 1973 administration building, which was once slated for teardown, might now actually be saved to support team operations. And the impact isn't just about the land itself, it's about opportunity. See, the town, at the Bills' request, passed this new zoning restriction, limiting any new construction in the area to just 2.5 stories, citing security reasons. For local businesses like Danny's Restaurant, this is a major blow because it prevents them from building things like hotels to serve the huge crowds coming to the new venue. So while that zoning change is definitely limiting future growth for some folks, the construction itself has been a massive boost for others. More than 140 local businesses have been contracted to work on this project, injecting a really significant amount of money right back into the regional economy. Okay, so you've got this really complex situation, right? You've got lost community land and restricted business growth on one side, but then you have this local economic boost on the other. So how do you even begin to balance those scales? Well, in this case, the answer came in the form of a massive legally binding contract, the Community Benefits Agreement, or CBA. Now, for anyone who's not familiar with a CBA, It's really important to know this isn't just some friendly donation. It's a formal contract that legally requires the developer, in this case the Bills, to provide specific, ongoing benefits to the host community as a condition of building the project. The total price tag on this agreement is a whopping $110 million. And here's how that breaks down. It comes out to about $3 million every single year for the next 30 years, all flowing into a fund that's dedicated to community initiatives. And it's not just a blank check either. The CBA very specifically earmarks funds for critical local needs, everything from affordable housing and youth programs to fighting food insecurity and improving social health. It's a direct attempt to make sure the entire community gets to benefit from the stadium, not just the fans who go to the games. Okay, so as we pull back and look at the whole thing, you start to see the full picture. The new Highmark Stadium. It's a story of progress for sure, but that progress has a really clear and tangible price tag. So here's the final scorecard, if you will. A state-of-the-art PAN experience is on the way, no doubt, but it's built on land that came from a local college. Nearby businesses are facing new restrictions, but a massive $110 million agreement is in place to try and give back. Ultimately, this just isn't a simple story of good versus bad. It's a story of trade-offs, of balancing the interests of a billion-dollar franchise with the needs of the community that it calls home. And that leaves us with one final thought. We know how to measure the score on the field, right? But when a stadium project literally reshapes a town, creates opportunity for some while limiting it for others, and fundamentally alters a whole community, how do you measure the final score of that? That's the real question to think about as the new Highmark rises.